This week we'll be talking about Nintendo is shutting down Smash World Tour and Panda Burns. HBO's second Last of Us trailer and poster causes a stir. Nintendo admits Pokemon Scarlet and Violet has bugs and it's not the ones you can battle with. This week in what we've been playing, we're talking about the Callisto Protocol, Need for Speed Unbound, God of War Ragnarok, all this and more on Season 6, Episode 47 of Press X to Start podcast. Do the thing. That's the thing. Comes back. What's up, everyone? I'm your host, DJ, aka Sexy Bad Choices, aka Hot Blade Cancel. That's why I am on God of War. I've nicknamed myself that. Who else is here?
I am Sean MF Ross.
What the MF stand for? Oh, I see what he did there. I get it. I haven't beat the game, but I get it, guys. Who else is here?
We got Jordan, aka JXBot, aka Rydell's #1 carrier boy.
Oh, I also get that because I saw 2 hours worth of gameplay from that game. I'm in the know today. And last up we have that's Avery for all the people who are listening to this. And shame on you for listening because you should be watching this because this is also a video game the podcast thing. And in case you ain't know, Press X Start Podcast is a weekly show where we talk about the latest gaming news, review the biggest games, and give you our thoughts on the games we are playing. I have a smudge on my glasses and it's very annoying. I'm about to go raw with the eyes, guys. Our goal is to expand the video. Our goal is to expand the video game media landscape through an underserved point of view. On YouTube, as I said earlier, our gaming news breakout on Tuesday, you get the weekly what we've been playing. No, you get the what we've been playing on Thursday, and the whole thing is a podcast on Friday. Yes. So Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Make sure you check all those things. If you are listening, please do us a solid and leave us a review. Again, if you are watching, please do us another solid and like the podcast or like the video. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. You know, I stumbled through that, but I got there at the end. So just support us because we need supporting because our legs are wobbly, guys. It's very wobbly. With that being said, and you are holding us up, you can also join us in our conversations by joining our Discord at pressx2start.com/Discord. Okay. Now that's all been taken care of. You know what to do. We can finally get into this. Now it is time for us to talk about what we have been playing. Avery and Sean, you guys have been in a protocol of sorts. The Callisto Protocol. Nailed it. So what's happening in that game?
Avery, you want to go first? No. Okay.
Oh no.
Of all the games of all time, this is surely one of them. The combat is so fucking deliberate. It is frustrating. This isn't like a Souls Elden Ring game, Soulsborne game where you're I'm gonna say the combat is unfair at times. They haven't built in a way necessarily to I don't know.
You don't feel like you have a chance, so you're just getting jumped.
You're just getting jumped at times.
And there's no way to crowd control.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Elden Ring and Souls games have like a block button, right? Or like
they have, yes.
This
you have a shield, or you can have like a dodge roll kind of thing.
This simply you just hold back. You hold back, or you hold down like it's a fucking fighting game. The issue is, it's focused for one-on-one combat to a fault. You could be dealing with a biophage, whatever the fuck you want to call them, one-on-one, and there will be one 10 degrees to your left, and you can only focus on dodging or blocking the one that's in front of you. And I don't think there's a focus on enemy button, right? Avery?
No, there's no lock on in this game. The game auto locks you into an animation when you get close to an enemy.
Yeah. So at first I thought it was kind of easy because you know, when an enemy runs up on you one-on-one, you can literally just hold left or right. It seems to not matter that you will dodge the enemy, and then they'll never attack in the same direction twice. So it's literally hold to the left, hold to the right, you know, and there's no timing window. Just do it before it connects, it says.
Right.
That was fine until all right, like they have this one enemy that spits like acid at you, or I don't know what the hell those things are that are spitting, but
I believe it's called a spitter.
of course.
Right.
So I'm fighting another enemy, and this thing is spitting off in the distance. There's no way for you to counteract this as this, you know.
So you can't dodge the spit because you're too far from the person?
There is no dodge button in this game.
There's no dodge button. You literally just shift yourself to the side and shift.
So you have to slow walk around projectiles being sent at you.
Yeah. You do-si-do to the left, you
What?
do-si-do to the right. Yeah, it's really. And I'm trying to figure out. I'm not sure if this was deliberate design or just slight oversight.
According to developer conversations about this game, every decision about this game's design is deliberate. They made all of these choices.
This I don't feel like are good choices. I mean, it's an enjoyable game to a point, but you should never make your players feel like they have absolutely no control. Like I don't.
Well, wait. In those experiences, do you feel scared in any way?
No.
Scared? Okay.
No, I don't. I mean, I don't know if that's me.
Lost its intent then.
There are times where yes, you could make better choices in the game. I think like when they first hurl a bunch of monsters at you, like Avery. I see you're past me. I think they're not gonna play the game, so whatever. Right before you get to the SHU, the SHU, whatever the hell it is, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
There's a moment, DJ and Jordan, where they have you flinging enemies because you get some type of telekinesis, you know, whatever.
Like the grip, right?
Oh,
yes,
okay.
Which is bad.
Sorry. God.
Like I want Sean to finish before I start talking about this game.
Oh my god.
You can grab something and the littlest thing will make you drop it. Like if you bump into something accidentally, you know, it's a weak telekinesis grip.
So you lose focus, like
and this section that I'm in,
top mentality.
I want to say they send waves of enemies at you, which is fine. I don't know. It's highly frustrating the design choices they made. These weren't good, deliberate choices. I understand they're trying to make this game
don't work together.
They're trying to make it difficult and tense, and I feel like it falls apart in some spaces to where I'm sure you can memorize what's coming and kind of, you know,
work from memory kind of thing.
Work from memory. You shouldn't have to do that. You should be able to work with your reflexes and resources on the spot. They don't give you that, I feel.
So one of the I guess bigger things they've talked about is like the deaths and the environmental kills you can do, and even like your character dying. Like, are you using the environment in that way, or is it just like, is that even a thing that's like, oh, this is noticeable, like this
All right,
thing
like,
is supposed to use the
scenario that I was describing earlier? There was environmental hazards, you know, spinning shit that could crush up things. They intended for you to throw the monsters in there, but you can only do it maybe 1 or 2 times before the shit runs out. It does not regenerate as fast as it probably should for the amount of for what they were trying. Yes, the grip.
Oh, okay.
For that section to be focused on the grip, I don't think any reasonable person would come across enough currency to upgrade the grip to either have more battery life or whatever.
Yeah.
In that moment that they send, I want to say about 4 to 5 waves of enemies. I think it's 2, then it's another 2, you know, upgraded monsters, and 3 or 4, and then another like It's frustrating, but I mean, it is what it is. I am still enjoying it to a point, and I'm working my way through it. But some of these design choices, I don't want to say are objectively not good, but it's somewhere along those lines.
Yeah.
I never felt when playing Dead Space that the shit was unfair.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
And that's something
Um,
to say, like, you've played Dead Space, so, like, you're aware of these
I've
kinda
played Dead
games,
Space
yeah.
1, 2,
trying to
and
do.
3.
Yeah.
I almost like, all right, in Dead Space, you can take off limbs and shit to slow the enemy down. I feel like shooting the enemy does. It's basically a stun gun to give you
And
more
this
time to
has
swing your fucking baton.
this has that the mutation thing, right? Where the tentacles and stuff pop out of the enemies, right? Is this or is this Dead
Not
Space?
all of them. I
Okay.
mean, at least I'm not that far. Avery may have seen more shit, but at least in Dead Space, you take off a limb, you've kind of, the enemy has to attack you differently. You shoot off the
Yeah.
head in this, and it's like nothing fucking changed.
Yeah.
Which I don't mind, but they're like bullet sponge. They're spongy.
Yeah.
But Avery, your take, please. Let me know if I'm wrong or I'm playing it wrong.
You're not wrong. I'm just gonna come out and say this game is not good. This is
Okay.
a bad. This is a bad video game. I shout out to Glenn and the team. I get the vision. It's just
Yeah.
the implementation on everything from the top down is bad. I think the game looks fantastic. It has a great sense of atmosphere. I'm gonna
Yeah.
sing it for the
It looks
rooftop.
fucking
Like,
gorgeous.
it is
Yeah.
like the sound design of this game is fantastic. Like I'm a naturally I'm a naturally tense person. Like I easily get fucked up with jump scares. Like I can't go 5 feet in this game, hear a random sound and be like, "Hey, it's about to pop off," but it's not because they're just fucking with you with the sound. It's the sound design. That's fantastic. The game looks fantastic on PS5 with the ray tracing. It looks good.
Yeah.
Whatever. I think the game is fundamentally bad in terms of it is a survival horror game. So there's design choices that make sense for a survival horror game. I think one of the things Sean was complaining about early on was the inventory space. And I'm like, that's perfectly fine. It's a survival horror game. It's like the key of a survival horror games is taking away
Limited resources.
It's not limited resources. It's taking away player agency so you feel like every situation is bad. Like, hey, if you're playing a Resident Evil game and they give you a machine gun and give you infinite bullets, there's no fear into any situation in regards to encounters.
Yeah.
It's an action game at this point. The problem with this game is that it wants to be a survival horror game. It also wants to be an action game, and it doesn't. And neither one works well. We're talking about the combat. The way combat works and dodging is, Sean's already explained it. You turn left and right in the stick. That is not a good system. First of all,
It doesn't sound like a good system
no,
at all.
it is not a good system. Like straight up, not even with the multiple enemy situation. It's just like from a pure like reactionary standpoint, like gauging where the enemy is going to swing, what distance you have to swing, like who's going to hit first and the thing. None of those things read well or properly. It doesn't matter if you dodge perfectly. Sometimes you just get hit. It doesn't matter if you swing first. Sometimes you will also still get hit in the animation. Like combat is super frustrating. Like I will tell you that like.
So wait, real quick. Just like it just dawned on me, like when you say hold back, essentially you're holding down on the analog stick, right?
Block, you hold back on the analog stick. To dodge, you just need to be the stick you're moving. You're supposed to move on. Like I said, the game locks you into an animation when the enemy gets close. You have to hold that in a direction.
Either direction.
That is
So if you're walking straight and an enemy comes at
you,
your first instinct, more often than not in a combat situation, isn't to isn't like I don't think that's intuitive.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Like, yeah, like you wouldn't be like, okay, let me not move the stick at all, and then like go left or right. Like that is, I'm confused by that being a choice for combat.
So okay, so I will tell you yes, Sean, I'm furthering you into this game, but it's a decision of whether I'm actually going to beat this game. Because day one when it came out, I started playing it and I rage quit after about 2.5, not even 2 hours, an hour and a half. Because I got to one area where I had to fight one enemy over and over and over and
Which
over
one was this?
and over again. There's when you're hiding from that robot, there's there's a section that's like off to the side which you don't need to go down.
I did go down there, yeah.
Yeah. But there's like a box there that you go down, and it will trigger 3 or 4 enemies coming at you at once.
I think I know what you're talking
Now
about.
the issue with this game is another issue with this game is that checkpointing is fucking bad. Like
Yeah.
if I fail that mission, I start way back earlier in the game with low health and like have to repeat everything I did to get to that one part.
A
So, like,
lot of
guys-
this shit is deliberate for no reason. Why do I have to kneel down and take a 10-second animation to heal myself? Why am I kneeling to inject myself in the neck?
It's just like
You got to touch
like-
grass first.
so I died like I want to say 4 to 5 times in a
Mhm.
row, and I just like I fucking hate this game. Like I'm not like
And
my
then you
issue
have
with
to
this
go.
game
You
is
have to like traverse all the way back to that place just to
repeat
die.
this over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And my thing about this game is like God of War made this apparent to me. Like when I'm not having fun playing a game, any and all value that the game has just disappears. So there might be a little level of hyperbole of me calling it bad in regards to my own subjective taste. But I do think a lot of the decisions in this game are bad, and I don't have fun playing this game. Like
Yeah.
so after I got to that section, I'm like, bet I'm not having fun. Let me look at the accessibility options. Okay, they have X, Y, and Z accessibility. Let me turn these on, see if they make the experience better. They don't. It's still bad. Like I'm still not having fun doing this. So I just fucking dropped that bitch down to easy, and I've just been walking my way through this game because it's not fun. I will say that the game gets better mechanically, especially at a lower difficulty, when you get guns and you get the armor. And you can craft ammunition, and it's easier to take down enemies from a distance, which is what I wanted from this experience. Like, I still cannot fathom the decision of let's make a Dead Space, but instead of just making a Dead Space let's make a Dead Space, but we want to be different, so let's make it a melee Dead Space. I still don't understand that decision making to go on. That the ideal way to take down enemies is close range in a survival horror game where enemies sometimes also get like unblockable like jumping lunges attack that you really can't do much about.
I may drop it down to
dodge
easy
roll
as
or
well.
anything.
No,
There's no movement in this game. You move as slow as Isaac Clarke, but the thing with Isaac Clarke is he has like 15 guns to keep enemies from getting close to you.
And Isaac Clarke also has a dodge roll.
I think he gets one later in the game. He doesn't have one in the early Dead Space.
Okay, part 2 he did. And
Bro.
my complaint about the inventory space, not necessarily that you only get 6 spaces, and that includes health, bullets, and the items that you need to sell to upgrade your weapons. That's my issue.
I think that's I'm in the veins of it being a survival horror. I think that's absolutely fine.
Sounds like analysis. That's fun.
Like I think it's fine. It's just one of those things where it makes resource management and understanding, and it gives you that decision of do I pick up X or do I drop this. Like at a certain point of the game, I'm getting bullets on bullets, and I got to a point where like, do I drop bullets for this thing I know I can sell for a large amount of money, but will I be able to get to the next kiosk without these bullets? And that creates that thing I think works in regard to its survival horror tension. It's just the combat itself doesn't.
Fortunately, the shit that you drop stays on the floor for you to pick back up. I think I got to a box. I was low on health. There was health in the box, but all my inventory was full. So I think I dropped bullets to heal myself and then pick back up the bullets. But
that took 20 seconds to do in total.
Bruh.
Oh god,
So the story is
that
just
sounds
whatever.
horrible.
I don't think I don't think the story is absolutely interesting in any way, shape, or form. I think it's very generic sci-fi. I think the acting is, for the most part, good. There are certain characters who feel like they're in a completely different piece of fiction, where it's just like, why are you acting like this in here? This doesn't make
What about
any sense.
the boys Kimiko? How is she?
I mean, she's fine. I mean, yeah, she's
is that who that is?
Yeah, she's fine.
Okay.
Great.
And the setup is so fucking corny.
Dude, like the first 5-10 minutes of this game don't make any sense or not paced in any way that I think is like conducive to storytelling.
I mean, they could have just started him in there and just gave us a backstory. The game should just started with
you in the prison. It didn't need you crashing on the planet, you getting inducted into the prison.
Like, he crashed, and they're like, fuck it, take him too.
It's like, wait, I'm innocent. We don't care.
He was so blown. I saw that.
Like, they got the criminal.
I'm further into the game, and like I still cannot fathom why the decision was, let's just take these people. Like at the point of the game, I'm like, knowing what I know about the narrative, why did the point of this story happen?
We're a prison. Our
That
service
could have
is
been a
prisoning.
backstory as to how he got there. That didn't have to be playable, but yeah, it is what it is. It
An
is what
audio
the fuck
log.
it is.
This is a bad game.
I'm gonna finish it. I'm curious to see where it goes.
This
But
is a game that's so bad that I don't like having value conversations about video games. But this is a game that's so bad, I just like even if this was free on the service, I wouldn't play it.
I can see that.
All
Y'all go
right.
ahead. Y'all go ahead. We done took it over.
Yeah, that's fine. No worries. Well, that was the Callisto Protocol. On better news, Jordan, what you've been playing?
I have been playing a game that I am enjoying, which is Need for Speed Unbound. It is the most recent Need for Speed game to come out from EA.
Not Underground, but Unbound.
Unbound, and they were trying to skirt in a little Underground, but there's already been a remake to Underground that came out in 2015. That shit was terrible, and there has been a large gulch in quality of Need for Speed games ever since I would say Need for Speed Hot Pursuit that came out in 2012, which was remastered and re-released in 2020, which is also a great game. But Need for Speed Unbound makes me feel old as shit. I feel so uncool personally playing it because everyone is young and they have all these cool outfits and all this lingo, these zoomers. Literally, you have rivals. I am the 0.0% of the standard deviation. I'm the outer quartile in terms of age, being a 30-year-old, just old elder in that universe. But basically, this is a follow-up to Need for Speed Heat, which came out back in 2019. It was fairly well received, but not as well received as Unbound. But we could feel that Need for Speed was going in the right direction because one thing they decided to do finally was take out those microtransactions, and that was what was holding back many other Need for Speed games, including Payback and some other fucking spinoff stuff like that. We just want to have fun and build our cars and race them. That's all they needed to do. And they did that in Need for Speed Heat, and they're doing that again in Need for Speed Unbound. And not only are they improving the visuals of Unbound, because Need for Speed Heat was very harsh on the eyes, the contrast is all over the place. This game looks really good. It truly does look good. Now, in terms of the story, it is kind of a rags to riches style story to which, you and your best friend are working in this auto shop with, like this old school, like, back in my days, we used to drive Celicas when they were new and shit like that. Like you have the old man. But it's, you know what? I'm passionate about this story because your friend Yasmin, your best friend, up and steals her. She knocks over the shop. She literally steals all the cars, including the one that you two made together. The one that you two named. I named that car Selena because that was the name of my car in real life. She took Selena, and I'm gonna get it back from her. But she taunts you because she shows to every meet and just stares you the fuck down. I'm like, Yasmin, I'm coming for my car, Yasmin. I'm coming for my car. But in terms of like racing video games, this actually has a pretty fun and engaging story and a good amount of personality. I remember when this game was in alpha, and a lot of what we were seeing, people were kind of worried about the visual effects of the Nas and the more stylized, cartoony, cel-shaded clouds and coming off your car. It actually does very well in terms of this game's presentation.
I absolutely love it. Like this was because when the rumors broke about this game and like I think specifically Jeff Grubb podcast, they're talking about it and they were talking about it in a way of like, oh, this don't seem like it's gonna work. It doesn't sound great on paper. And like in my mind, I'm like, no, this is exactly what I want. Like this sounds really, really cool. And then like to see it like come out and look this way and like the cars look so good and like the animation is like, no, my brain is firing on all cylinders. I absolutely love this. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, no, I mean it sets it aside a little bit from the original one because a lot like I was a part of the same contingent. I mean, I follow a lot of racing games in general, but Need for Speed does have a special place in my heart, and I was a part of that contingent that was going, well, is this gonna work? Like, what are you trying to do here? Because I like the quote unquote photorealism of Need for Speed Heat. And I was like, fine, just make another like Need for Speed Heat 2. We don't need this extra shit involved. But they decided to add a little bit more texture and flair to it that is going to make it more memorable. Now we'll see what the next game looks like. But what I will say, I have experience in racing games, so I'm able to understand feel wise what type of driving I'm dealing with here. You do have some driving that's going to be fairly one-to-one in terms of what actual driving feels, be it a Gran Turismo or a Forza Motorsport. But then you have some of these games that want to opt out for a more arcadey feel. And that is what Need for Speed Unbound is going for, at the same way for Heat and majority of Need for Speed games, to which you don't have to really worry about oversteer too much or understeer. What's that? It's called TCS, like track control or something like that, which is a system built in ABS is in most cars, but those types of traction qualities you don't have to worry about in arcade games. I'll tell you what, man, the cops in this game do not fuck around. The cops are mad at you for being cool. At heat level 5, I've never been caught by the cops yet. Very surprising.
Okay. Yeah.
Very surprising. I haven't been caught, but like they're like, like my girlfriend, she was sitting next to me, and like I would be chased by cops for a full 20 minutes. Like they are relentless, and
Whoa.
you have to really, get a little bit the razzle dazzle in terms of evading them, because like I think level 5 is fucking straight up Ford F-150 Raptors, which are very fast trucks.
Yeah.
That just like you need to either have a truck yourself, because you're not going to survive in your little fucking Nissan
Honda Accord.
Honda Accord. You're gonna
Civic.
die. But yeah, no, I'm truly enjoying this game. If you do not play that many racing games, you may get frustrated. I don't get frustrated myself, because I get this, but the drifting mechanics in this game is different, to which there's 3 different styles of drifting. One is oversteer, one is understeer, and one is handbrake. And I think a lot of people are going to have that issue with drifting because of those subsystems that they haven't explained to you. Like I know about the e-brake drift. I know about the understeer drift. A lot of people don't know about that. And
when I think of drifting, I think of handbrake as well.
Yeah. A final thing, this game's physics are pretty wonky at times, to which people might get a little bit frustrated. Like you have to feng shui the physics to suit your needs. And I'm truly enjoying. Oh, and it wasn't Travis. A$AP Rocky is in this game.
Yeah, he's in
this. And like you basically, like, he's just there to just present himself as like, hey, you look cool, gal. He's so encouraging. A$AP Rocky. He's like, wow, that was a very cool drift. I like what I saw there, kid. Keep it up. I'm like, oh, thank you, A$AP Rocky. I really needed to hear that at such a long, tough day. A$AP Rocky encouraging my video game playing. So if they can implement more rap stars into our video games to encourage us, I'd be for that.
Hey man.
But yeah, Need for Speed Unbound is a really good racing game. I don't think it's gonna make the Game Awards because it's too late, but it is one of the best racing games to get this fall.
Okay. And then I think in the chat you had mentioned Need for Speed being like Dark Souls in a weird way.
Oh yeah, so I mean, dude, and Need for Speed Heat, they did introduce this new function where daytime and nighttime is, the way it worked is during the daytime it will be a little bit safer. Police officers are less interested in trying to chase you down, but in the nighttime is when you would have to worry about your heat level. And if you do survive the night, you get a multiplier in terms of caching, experience, and all that. But for Unbound, it's different. Cops are mad all the time. Cops are mad during the day, and cops are mad during the night. And your heat level, of course, determines their level of aggressiveness. But one thing I'm kind of saddened at is there's not a multiplier. Like if you get to level 5, you're not getting a multiplier on your base income. Like you, if you get caught by the cops, whatever you made that day or that night is taken away. So you like restart it over again. It can be pretty the stakes are pretty high, because there were times where I had like $100,000 in the trunk. I'm like, I can't get caught, man. Like y'all gotta kill me.
Oh my gosh! Right?
Jordan had bricks in the trunk.
Right?
Had to pop the trunk. But no, like this game is very fun. Very. It's in terms of Need for Speeds, which my Need for Speed history started back on Windows 97 with Hot Pursuit 3. Like this is a very good Need for Speed title.
Okay, that's what's up. Cool.
I played the original on PlayStation, man.
That's probably Hot Pursuit. That's probably one of the Hot Pursuits that came on PlayStation.
No.
Hot Pursuit.
The first Need for
The
Speed on
straight up
PlayStation
Need for
1.
Speed PlayStation 1?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
man.
I had Speed. All right. Before we get into more of this, what we've been playing, hey, you listener, do us a solid, do us a friendly gesture. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the podcast, video, the channel, subscribe to that thing down there, and hit the notification bell. That's gonna be wonky for that animation. I'll just do it real quick. Like the podcast, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Thank you. If you are listening to this, please do us another solid and leave us a review. Just pause the podcast, go leave us a review on the podcast services you are using, and then come back to this podcast and just listen to us finish up the stuff that we're talking about. Yeah. And we're gonna do that right now. Jordan, what else have you been what else have you been playing?
A game I'm playing, I talked about last week, so I'm not gonna be too long about it. But I think I gave it too much of a harsh review because I had to play more of it. The problem was I was playing Mafia Definitive Edition as if it was a Grand Theft Auto game. It's not. It's a very linear single player game, and it's literally section to section that happens to be in an open world. And the story is pretty good. The performances are great, and it does make sense for a gangster in the 1930s to not have tactical skills, just waving their gun around like a crazy person that has like borderline polio and not knowing how to shoot. Like it made sense that they were like the. I mean, in terms of core gameplay, it can be difficult at times.
Mhm.
Like the shooting, like there's no the straight up shooting and cover system, but it's not egregious, and I got used to it. And
Okay.
because the game is $20 right now, if you have like a random weekend, you're looking for a non-Grand Theft Auto game, but kind of, or a Godfather game, like basically this is a Godfather game, I would say check this out. Just a Godfather, non-Grand Theft Auto, like Mafia story, and this game does it very well.
Okay. Cool. And then I am blast up. I will make this quick. I am talking about two things. Number one, God of War Ragnarok. I have not beaten the game yet. As I said, last podcast, I'm playing it on the not the medium difficulty, but like one difficulty higher than that. And I have reached a point where the game has like, hey, sir, you don't get your ass beat. I have just been getting rolled by like not all the enemies, but like the bigger enemies. It's just like, okay, I get this. I get this. Yes, I am playing on the hard difficulty. I just got to give myself a little bit of a breather and just know that I'm gonna fight this guy, 3 or 4 times, 5 or 6,
You're
10
planning on
times.
give me a challenge? Is that what it is?
No, I'm playing
What's that?
on give me no mercy or something like that. I don't know. There's like 5 different difficulty settings for the game, so I'm somewhere in the upper echelon. Um, even that being said, even the fact that I am getting rolled in some of the harder battles, I am absolutely loving the combat in this game. I've gotten more adjusted with the different moves you can do in, while you're fighting and stuff. And it's to the point where I would love for, and I don't even know how this would work. This is just me, just like thinking in my brain, like, man, I just love this so much. I would love for them to make like a multiplayer like combat experience using this like this fighting mechanics because
You
I
would
just
get
love it
wrecked.
so much. I probably, but that would be something that I would enjoy so much because I love how this game plays and just thinking of, okay, how can I juggle them into um a flame whip with the R2 like
Yeah.
stomp thing, or yeah, like I love just like kind of putting together like the different moves and like doing a combo. And this game is just providing that for me. And it's been such a great time. I don't know why I'm gonna beat this game because it is really just beating my ass, but I'm enjoying it. So
I
that's a
mean,
positive.
we're trying to get a review down, man. We're waiting for
I
you
know,
and
man.
Marcus.
I
Like,
know.
oh,
Marcus is a lot farther than me, so
what are you
once he
playing?
does
God of
this, once
War
he beats
text
it.
adventure? Like, what the fuck?
Although I will say, I reached my first berserker, and
You say hi.
There's definitely there was definitely a question of like, do I just turn this difficulty down and just kind of just go through this game? But nah, I beat
Did
him.
the
I
Berserker
beat
just
him.
give you like a cup full of Bifrost? It's like, hey, have some of this. Delicious.
Oh man, wait
Oh
till you get to
boy.
the more difficult ones.
Yeah, I know, right? I can't wait. But yeah, that's God of War. The last game I want to talk about very quickly, it is Pokemon Violet. I am continuously playing that game. I'm continuously having a good time, and I have reached a section in the game where I was obviously in the wrong hood because my Pokemon are around 30, between 34 and 36.
Oh my
And I
God.
was like, I'm doing pretty well. I'm doing pretty well. And I fought this ostrich that was a 38, and ostrich was like, you flying with the wrong colors, boy. And I'm like, hey, I just want to capture you and be done with my life. And the thing was like, no, I'm going to capture you, and you're gonna be my slave. And I was like, wait a minute.
So
He beat my ass.
you went to the neighborhood of like all the Pokemon had ski masks on.
Yo, he one shot my main, and I'm like, we don't. My main's not weak to psychic. It's not weak to psychic. He was just that strong. I love this game. I love the game,
Air Force Energy Bill, Air
bro.
Force Bill, Air Force Lead.
Yeah. Ash was like, "Do you see my shoes? They're black. They're black. You know what that means?" But yeah, I'm having a great time with that game. I don't know when I'm gonna beat it. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. As we talked about earlier in the show about the bugs and stuff, I really haven't had too much issue with this new patch that's fixed like 4 things. Maybe those are the 4 things that need to be fixed on my game because it's fine. I haven't had any crashes, so that's good. Um, yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. We'll have more to talk about next week, I think. Maybe. We'll see. Anyways, that has been what we've been playing. I didn't freeze. I'm just waiting to do this. And that has been our show of Press X Start Podcast. We hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we enjoy making it. Don't forget to like the video. Please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Don't forget to leave us a great review because we greatly appreciate it. Oh, Jesus, it looks all smudgy on my thing. And just do us a solid because we need your support, and your support will keep our legs from being real wobbly to less wobbly. So do that. If you missed any of the stuff we talked about, you can find all of our podcasts and more on our website at pressx2start.com. You be safe. You have a great day. You watch the Game Awards because we're gonna watch the Game Awards and we're gonna react to it. And you're going to, are we gonna react to it? We'll probably react to it. We're gonna react
Maybe.
to it. We'll figure that out. Yeah. Um. Yeah, and you be safe and you play some games. Take care. Have a good day.
Hey,
Antoine, you stomp.
Antoine got stomped. That's what I heard.
Right? Antoine, no.
That's his 47.
Yeah, that is 47.
Cool.
Stop that bad boy. And then